Halo 5 Guardians has one of the worst campaigns and stories in video game history. And I'm not really sure who to blame for all of this, because it seems like every aspect of Halo 5's story was screwed up. Everything this story tries to do, it fails. And this is Halo. This is a franchise known for its quality storytelling. And with such a huge budget, how was this the end result?
I don't like it.
Now, there's a couple theories I have for why Halo 5's campaign turned out so terribly. One, everyone that worked on Halo 5's campaign had no idea what they were doing, what they were trying to do, or how to tell a good story. 343 hired a totally inept group of writers and staff. 2, Microsoft intervened at some point and changed the design process of Halo 5's story, resulting in what we have now. It could even be a combination of both, but I'll leave that up for you guys to decide. I don't think anyone is happy with this story. I don't think 343 is happy. I don't think Microsoft is happy. I'm not happy with it. Nobody is happy with this story. Now, this is going to be a straight up review. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to bullshit. I'm not going to dance around, okay? I'll point out things that I think are good if I come across them. Now, the sad part about Halo 5's story is that it will never go away. It cannot be remade or redone. This is the story the game released with, and there's no going back from that. In fact, Halo 5's story is so bad that it's actually the perfect example for how not to tell a story. Now, I think we all know that Halo 5's story is pretty bad, but just how bad is it? And where do I even begin dissecting this monstrosity? Well, I'm gonna start off with the thing that pissed all of us off. Number 1, hunt the lies. The first and most obvious problem with Halo 5's story is the godforsaken marketing. I'll admit it, 343. After watching those trailers and videos, I sincerely thought there was going to be an awesome story told in Halo 5. All of the advertisements painted a truly epic picture. A newer brand of Spartan 4s, Team Osiris, against a group of renegade Spartan 2s, and Blue Team emerging from their stories to reconnect with the Master Chief? Chief versus Locke? 2 Spartans within seconds of executing each other? Who would be victorious? Shit, I gotta get this game. This story looks awesome. These visions and ads made such an impression on everyone who watched them. They showed radical changes to the Halo story and an interesting conflict between the 2 characters you'd be playing as. We all eagerly awaited the 5th installment in the Master Chief saga. After Cortana died, Chief was finally starting to show some subtle emotions. He looked to be in a vulnerable state.
She said that to me once. About being a machine.
This would be the perfect time to explore themes of PTSD, soldiers as machines, war, older versus newer generations. The possibilities were endless. And just like me, you were probably super excited after watching some of these ads. You probably thought Halo 5 was going to have a kick-ass story, maybe even the best story in the Halo franchise. But what you didn't realize was that you were fucking lied to. These scenes reflect a setting we never see, conflicts we never get to experience, character development that never happens, and badass dialogue that is non-existent in Halo 5.
I'm not so much hunting a Spartan as I'm hunting the Spartan.
It's almost like there was going to be an entirely different story, but that they changed it halfway through and kept the marketing ads for the story they were going to have. Now, when you're marketing a game, you need to have ads that reflect what is going to happen, what players can expect from it. When your advertisements are so slimy and deceptive and it just pisses off the community of fans that you have, you really need to rethink your marketing strategy with this. Because the last thing you want your fans to think is, am I being deceived? Am I being tricked? Was this all a lie? So what 343 needed to do was stick with the story in the marketing or change the marketing, but they didn't do either, so the marketing is lies. Pretty much everything the trailers and ads showed is non-existent in Halo 5, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't happen. Or does it? I don't know. Is this real? It's incredible how little all this marketing matters in the grand scheme of things. Looking back, we're gonna see it as those deceptive ads that tried to sell us a story that never existed. And we're not gonna look at it as, oh, fuck yeah, I remember getting so hyped for this. When we look back at the other Halo games marketing, we can get fucking hyped for it.
There are things about Halo even the hierarchs do not understand.
But when we look back at Halo 5's marketing, we're going to remember those feelings of being tricked and lied to. And that's the worst part of Halo 5's marketing. Alright, so I'm done talking about the marketing. And so now you might be thinking that we're going to move on to the actual campaign, right? Wrong! There's yet another fatal flaw with the setup of Halo 5. As if the deceptive marketing wasn't bad enough, this is actually worse. Number 2. The writers expect you to know all of the expanded lore. This is the thing that alienates so many people from being able to enjoy Halo 5's story. Not enjoy, understand. Just look at this diagram. This is all the material you have to know in order to simply understand Halo 5's campaign. Let's look at this, okay? You've got Halo Escalation, a comic book series. New Blood, the book where Buck becomes a Spartan. Fall of Reach, origins of Blue Team and Spartan 2 program. Master Chief Collection, the cutscene where Locke was first revealed as a Spartan talking to the Arbiter. Trailers, Halo Last Light, exploration of Blue Team, a novel, Hunt the Truth podcasts. Who Can Tell You the Truth? Blah. Halo Nightfall, a TV series that gives the background to Agent Locke. Hunters in the Dark, introduction to Olympia Vale. Like, holy shit, just stop. Just stop with all of this. No longer is it possible for players to simply put in a Halo game, be able to play the campaign, and enjoy it just on its own. That's not possible. You've got to do your fucking homework, okay? You've got to read the comic books, you've got to read the novels, you've got to watch the animated TV series, you've got to watch the trailers, you've got to listen to the podcast, you've got to watch Halo Nightfall, and if you don't, well, you're not gonna understand jack shit because you're not a true Halo fan and you don't fucking do your homework. God. This is the worst possible setup you could have for your story and campaign. Not only is your marketing incredibly deceptive and full of lies, but the entire premise, plot, and characters of your story can only be understood from things that are outside of that story. I'm not bashing the expanded universe. I'm not bashing any of these things because truth be told, I haven't read or watched any of them. So I'm not criticizing those stories. What I am criticizing is the fact that they are essential to understanding what is in the actual game. Now, the way they should have done this is they should have put all these essential parts into the story. And if they can't do that, then create a story that has all these essential parts. And then, once you release the game, people love the story and everyone wants more, then release your comic books, your novels, your TV shows, okay? That's how you fucking market this. That's how you get people into it. Now, looking at this diagram, we can all agree that Halo 5's campaign and story only appeals to people who have read or watched this material. And not only that, but you have to buy these books. That's more shit you have to buy and spend your time in. It would be fine if Halo 5 Guardians told a complete, incredible story, but it doesn't. And it's because of this that it doesn't, because the most essential plot points are not in the game. It's as bad as Grimoire cards for Destiny. Now we can see how the entire campaign and story was set up to fail, before we even see the first cutscene. Number 3, big dumb intro. You know, I could talk about how dumb this intro is for like 5 hours. So the game starts off strong with a cutscene that has absolutely nothing to do with the rest of the game. Yes, the very first cinematic that we see has no relevance whatsoever. The conflict of Oni trying to kill Halsey and Cortana is mentioned in this cutscene.
They'll order you to kill us both.
but it is never explored in the rest of the campaign. Why the fuck didn't they cut this scene out? Anyways, the game starts up looking pretty good, but then right off the bat we get boring exposition from Captain A and Commander Boring. They say there's been Forerunner attacks on 5 different colonies, but rather than opening up with footage that shows these attacks, builds the drama, and establishes the villains and what they're capable of, the game just has 2 boring, unintroduced characters talk about it. And just because you tell us that people are dying and there's massive destruction, that doesn't mean we're going to instantly care about it. Hey 343, you ever heard of show don't tell? So exposition tells us that Dr. Halsey has information on these attacks and is being held captive on Kamchatka by Julam Dama. Whatever the hell Kamchatka is and whoever the hell Julam Dama is. So they give Fireteam Osiris a mission briefing, which seems oddly misplaced because we don't even know who Fireteam Osiris is yet. What are they doing on the Pelican if they're just being briefed on their mission right now? They should be in a briefing room or the Bridge of the Infinity.
Tracking gear online.
Affirmative.
Well, that dialogue was utterly pointless. Who are you?
Say, before we make this jump, anybody want to say a few words?
No, wait, who are you? So then we get reintroduced to Buck, who is now a Spartan. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth is something utterly ridiculous that makes no sense.
I figure if God can hear how scared I am, so can everyone else.
Wait, what? What does that even mean? I couldn't tell you were scared, not by the tone of your voice or what you said. And if God can hear how scared you are, you're bringing God into this? Everyone else knows you're scared too, eh? Gee, you probably shouldn't be telling everyone what a scared little pussy you are, right before this dangerous mission. Within 2 minutes of starting the game, we're already getting dialogue that makes no sense. Good shit, Brian. Good shit. Then there's a failed attempt to create some sort of connection between Locke and Buck, and they're off. Well, the music is pretty awesome, but we're quickly going to see why this opening cutscene ruins the pacing and is utterly pointless. Alright, so they're jumping down into, wait, what the hell? What's going on? There's a dogfight? Between who? Who's fighting what? What are they fighting about? You see, these are the kinds of questions an opening scene is supposed to answer. Instead, Halo 5 dives straight into mindless action. Wait a minute, I thought they were supposed to go behind enemy lines.
Your mission is to insert behind enemy lines, retrieve Halsey, and bring her back to Infinity.
Did you guys even listen to the briefing? Did the pilot just fuck up and drop you guys off in the wrong location? So at this point, Osiris is running down a mountain in a location we know nothing about, fighting enemies in a conflict we have no interest in. You see, this cutscene was also part of the marketing, and on its own, it's pretty goddamn impressive. It shows off incredible graphics and the new Spartan abilities, which look fantastic. The problem is, this does nothing for the story. We know next to nothing about these characters, the setting, or the plot before they're jumping off into this Michael Bay action scene. There's no tension in this scene because we don't know what's going on, and there's nothing at stake for us to care. What's worse is that this opening scene only makes Osiris and the Covenant look like a bunch of retards. Wait, why are you jumping onto that ship? Why are you risking your life, disobeying orders just to kill a few sword elites? Your mission is to rescue Halsey, you idiot. And you know what? Those sword elites should have fucking killed her. Look at how poorly choreographed this fight scene is. Like, what are those elites doing off screen? They're just standing there. Turn around and kill her. You jackals, use your gun and fucking shoot her. This whole scene makes the Covenant look like a joke. If an entire army is unable to subdue just a single Spartan, even when they recklessly jump into your dropship, then what does that say about the Covenant? If there's nothing at stake and the lives of the Spartans are not at risk, then there is no investment in the scene and the tension is gone. This is mind-numbing. You aren't meant to think about this scene too much. It's action. It's your medicine to help you forget about all the plot points they didn't address. An opening scene to a story, movie, or game is what's known as the hook and the introduction. It's the thing that grabs your attention right from the start. And while this scene could have worked, it doesn't because the basics are never explained. The other Halo games use their opening cinematic to establish characters, setting, motivations.
I will continue my campaign against the humans.
No!
Plot.
Master Chief, defend this station.
Yes, sir. I need a weapon.
Right this way.
and usually left all the action scenes to the gameplay. But with Halo 5, nothing gets established properly. The most basic elements of storytelling are not given the right amount of attention. Having watched just the intro and knowing how badly the whole story was set up, we can already see the major problems manifesting and just how broken the story is 3 minutes into the opening cutscene. Alright, so what do you think about this video? Post your comments below and subscribe for part 2. This is the Act Man signing out. Peace! You've completed your story, Spartan Hawk. My review is just beginning.